On the 5th of May, 2023, the Accelerator, previously considered one of the best late game DPS towers in the game, received a rework, changing its stats and appearance. How good is it, and is it still better than the Engineer? In today's video, I'll be showcasing the new Accelerator as well as its stats, uses, and capabilities. Before I continue, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to join the Blue Head Mafia. It helps me out a lot and I really appreciate it. Also, if you want to talk to me, suggest videos, or maybe even be in one, consider joining the Blue Head Mafia Discord. It's a great time and I hope to see you there. The Accelerator now costs 4,250 cash to place. That means it's not much of an early game tower. At level 0, it deals 10 damage every 0.2 seconds, has a range of 17.5, takes 3 seconds to charge up, 2 seconds to cool down, and has a DPS of 50. It also gets hidden and lead detection. The length of the Accelerator's burst is now based on an overcharge mechanic. Essentially, the charge bar increases based off of how much damage the Accelerator has dealt. At level 0, when the Accelerator has dealt a total of 180 damage, it stops attacking, begins its cooldown, and after that, it needs to recharge before it can begin attacking again. The level 1 Accelerator costs a total of 5,050 cash. It deals 14 damage and has a DPS of 70. The level 2 Accelerator costs a total of 6,400 cash. Its overcharge is now increased to 280. The level 3 Accelerator costs a total of 9,700 cash. It deals 25 damage, has a DPS of 125, and an overcharge of 425. The level 4 Accelerator costs a total of 19,700 cash. It deals 36 damage, has a DPS of 180, and an overcharge of 1,080. The level 5 Accelerator costs a total of 49,700 cash. It deals 50 damage every 0.1 seconds, has a DPS of 500, and an overcharge of 3,000. Its charge up time is also now reduced to 2 seconds instead of 3. Before the rework, the max Accelerator had an average DPS of 208.33 for a total of 48,000 cash. One big improvement that the Accelerator received is it no longer deals a random amount of damage. Previously, the Accelerator used to deal 70 to 100% of its full damage. This significantly hurt its DPS. The new one always deals the same exact amount of damage. So the new Accelerator deals 291.67 more DPS for only an extra 1,700 cash. That is probably the most insane buff I've seen any tower receive. Previously, the Accelerator had a DPS to cost ratio of 4.34 DPS per 1,000 cash spent. It now has a DPS to cost ratio of 10.06 DPS per 1,000 cash spent, which is 2.32 times better value than before. Currently, the level with the best value is the level 1 Accelerator, with a DPS to cost ratio of 13.86 DPS per 1,000 cash spent. The overall purpose of the Accelerator has not changed, and it remains as a high DPS mid to late game tower that excels at taking down powerful enemies like the Fallen King. Also, because it has hidden detection and lead detection, it can pretty much handle any enemy but flying enemies. So, now that we've gone over the Accelerator, is it better than the Engineer? At max level, with all of his sentries placed, the Engineer can reach a total of 359.44 DPS for a total of 52,400 cash, which is a DPS to cost ratio of 6.86 DPS per 1,000 cash spent. Already, we see that the Engineer has significantly worse value than the Accelerator. Also, because the Engineer sentries are considered units, they are unaffected by support towers like the Commander and DJ. While the Engineer tower itself still gets a buff, the majority of its DPS comes from its sentries. With the Commander's 55% fire rate boost, the Engineer can get a total DPS of 390.07, which is only an 8.5% increase in DPS. In contrast, the Accelerator can take full advantage of the Commander's buff, reaching a staggering 775 DPS. While the Accelerator is much better in terms of DPS and value, the Engineer does have some advantages. First of all, the Engineer sentries have a shield that protects them from a single attack that would otherwise kill or stun them. This shield regenerates, making the Engineer semi-immune to stuns. Also, the Engineer doesn't have to charge up its attacks or go into cooldown after dealing a certain amount of damage. This makes it more reliable, as you won't have to worry about enemies slipping by your towers that aren't attacking, and it can take more advantage of its DPS because it's attacking 100% of the time. These may be some very powerful advantages for the Engineer, but the fact that the Accelerator has much better DPS, value, and can be buffed by support towers, I gotta say the Accelerator is currently much better. But what do you think about this rework? Is the Accelerator way too powerful, or do you think this update has balanced it out? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Personally, I think the devs are gonna nerf it, so take advantage of it while you can. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed, hit that like button, and subscribe to join the Blue Head Mafia. My name is Corso, and I'll see y'all in the next video.